Hello, everybody. Surprise! I'm on. And my name is Christina, for those of you who don't know me. And tonight we get to talk about plane crashes. And, it's not something I normally get into, but there were just so many this month of February, that I really felt like some attention needed to be brought to this, okay? And it did seem like these plane crashes all had a lot in common, to be honest. So we're going to take a look at all of that. And I just want to say thank you for everybody that's here and show up. Don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and always love you guys in the chat room. So let's get to it, okay? Hello, One Prophetic Touch Ministry. It's always good to see you. Hello, Suzanne. Hello. Love you guys. It's awesome. 3 thumbs up. Working it. All right. So instead of doing two computers tonight, I decided to take paper notes this time, right? So I don't have to worry. I'm going to be like a newscaster on tonight's news. All right. So I made a list, obviously, right? It's a good thing I got these pages numbered. Most of these crashes, and they were worldwide, were in the small planes. Okay. And I had almost 2 pages of small planes that crashed just this month. Okay. Some of them might be from January, 2 of them. Yeah, but the rest of them are from this month. Okay. Beginning with the most recent, February 26th, plane crashes into a ravine after taking off in Gainesville, Georgia, en route to Daytona, Florida. 3 were killed. They were 2 miles from the airport. How am I feeling? A lot better. I just feel like there was this break in how I've been feeling when I woke up this morning. I felt more like myself. So thank you for asking. Yeah, I'm finally starting to feel better. Thank you. Okay. Okay. All right. The next one was February 21st, 5 days before. But this time, instead of Georgia, it was a Mexican Air Force plane crashes near an airport. So both these planes crashed near the airport. 6 fatalities. Learjet was taking off in Mexico. Okay. February 23rd, small plane hits car on California highway. It only ascended 500 feet, and suddenly power was lost. No fatalities. But yeah, it lands right on the highway and just hits a car. No fatalities. It's just kind of been probably a fender bender, I guess. But I mean, you can imagine, there's a plane landing over, in front of you. That'd be wild, wouldn't it? These people in California, they got to see a rarity. Okay. Um, but oddly enough, this month it happened like twice. And we'll find out more just a second. Okay. February 22nd, Nigeria. Small King Air 350 plane used by their military had just taken off again when it reported engine failure. Tried to turn back, but crash landed, killing all 7 on board. February 19th, Alabama military plane crash, another military plane. 2 fatalities, which happened to be a Japanese Air Force officer, and the other one was a U.S. Air Force instructor pilot. Accident is under investigation. The plane was headed to Tallahassee, Florida, but went down adjacent to Montgomery Rigg Airport in Alabama instead. February 18th, Lake Constance, Switzerland. No fatalities, another small plane. Pilot rescued, which was a 7-year-old German that is a Swiss resident. So he's German, but he lives in Switzerland, which is where the accident was. But they say there was no known cause without wreckage, but they do note that there was fog, which, probably wasn't the cause. Okay. February 18th. Oh, wait, we already did that one. January 24th. Tocantins, Brazil. 7 fatalities. Soccer team players, team president, and the pilot. Small plane suddenly plunges to the ground at the end of the runway while on takeoff. Anybody seeing a pattern here? It was a private plane. All right. January 10th, small plane. It had engine problems. Pilot was injured. Sole victim, Long Island, New York. January 2nd, small plane. Family of 3. Inside plane is killed when it strikes a home, killing a cat inside the house in Detroit, Michigan. Family in the house escapes. Under investigation. February 19th, San Pedro, California. Small plane crashes into a shipping yard. 1 fatality. Had some issues with the plane, but they don't know what. February 16th, Janesville, Wisconsin. Small plane engine failure. 2 fatalities. Crashed 40 minutes after takeoff on its way to Florida. I've actually been to Janesville, Wisconsin. There was this white buffalo calf that I wanted to see. This white calf named Miracle, and I just went up there to see her. She was in Janesville. Her foot was hurt at the time, but anyway, that was years and years ago. But yep, this was in Janesville. And so they crashed just 40 minutes after takeoff on its way to Florida. Okay. February 8th, Pennsylvania. Small plane crash, landing on the turnpike. Engine failed. From New Jersey, crashed 2 hours later, no fatalities. February 2nd, Leicester, Massachusetts, no fatalities. Small plane, 3 people hospitalized. Snowmobilers came to help. They were heroes. Okay. So this is just the small planes. And you see, I read off like, just 2 of them on the small planes from January, but all the rest of them, that was all February. That's like a huge uptick. And they were all getting off the ground, most of them, a lot of them by the airports, a lot of them reporting engine failure and power failure, right? Now you got to go, whoa, it's not just in one place. It's not just one kind of small aircraft, right? It's going across the board with small planes right now. But is that all? Turns out, no. Hello, constitutional Republican. Planes, trains, and automobiles. None are reliable. Sounds like there's something in the atmosphere causing planes to crash. Yes, I think so too, Clarissa. And we will talk about that very, very soon. Pressure change, atmospheric change, magnetosphere kind of change, possibly, right? Anyway, we'll talk about it. Hold on, let's not jump too far ahead. Y'all are so much fun. Okay. All right. So there were a few big planes also. Okay. Get my newspaper, like I'm a newscaster. Tap it. And now more on the story. Big planes. There were a few. January 9th, a Boeing 737-500 crashes in Jakarta, Indonesia. 62 fatalities. It crashed into the Java Sea after takeoff. Sound familiar? Lost contact before the crash. Okay, so there might have been some kind of power failure, right? And they do note that there was heavy rain. But again, we're seeing a pattern here no matter what the weather, right? Denver, Colorado, February 20th, Boeing 777, right engine failure, explosion shortly after takeoff. Pieces fall onto neighborhood. It was on its way from Colorado to Honolulu, Hawaii. Okay. Plane did land safely, just FYI. February 26th, Moscow, Russia. Another Boeing 777, emergency landing, problems with the left engine, no fatalities. But if I'm not mistaken, between US and I believe Japan, they grounded these Boeing 777s. They started grounding them, check them out for certain issues, I guess, But and I would think that maybe there's a problem in all of them too, but seeing that it's not just them, that they're smaller, it's like starting with the smaller aircraft first, right? It's influencing that the worst. And Mike from around the world, I listen to what he says and I watch to see if it happens. And he had just been talking about helicopters that had been falling out of the sky, and he was warning about planes. I'm telling you, this is a dramatic uptick, right? So what's stopping these bigger planes as things get worse in our atmosphere from going to, right? Right? Okay. So I wanted to bring up the helicopters that have crashed. Okay. Thank you for the 9 thumbs up, you guys. That's awesome. On February 25th, okay, Fort Rucker, Alabama. No fatalities. Praise God, right? And all that they will say about it is it's an aviation mishap. Okay. It's like, well, we're not sure we really want to tell you what's going on here, right? Okay. And then today, as of today, Russian military helicopter crashes in Syria, had to emergency land, had not been fired on. Pilot killed, 3 people injured. No further details on that so far. February 3rd, Idaho, no survivors, 3 fatalities. National Guardsmen were in that helicopter. Another article says that Blackhawks crashes like this was this one was the 4th one in just over a year of Black Hawk helicopters going down. So I wonder if we could even make a chart to kind of see how it all kind of went, how the increase may have been occurring. And so when I look at this, okay, and then something else crashed that's totally not exact. Okay, I'm just gonna say it. Okay, it seems related to me. That it's just not a flying object in the sky. But get this, okay? Robotic News reports that on February 24th, this is when they reported it. All right, that entire federal payment system with banks were unable to send or receive wire transactions. Like a federal payment system crashed. Not just these planes and helicopters, that a payment system also crashed around the same time. It was unable to send or receive transaction and said that it was an operational error and suffering outages. Now, I mean, come on, there's a lot of outages going on, right? So if I was just a guessing woman, if I just had to guess, I mean, we've just been talking about atmospheric shifting, magnetosphere issues. I mean, we can't say that it's a coincidence that, Antarctica just had this huge iceberg just drop into the sea. And there are going to be climate consequences for that. You know that, right? Okay. So, okay, when you think about it, the atmosphere is shifting, right? Texas is getting snow. Antarctica is melting, breaking apart. Okay, a lot of that's coming from underneath. I know this. Okay, but it is. I've been watching it for a few years now. Just these huge shelves just bust off into the ocean. It's crazy. Okay. All right, let's see what everybody's talking about. Pressure change. Yep. So I suspect it might have something to do with Earth's magnetic field, electrons in the atmosphere, solar storms. Yeah. There you go, Clarissa. You're smart. There you go. Exactly. Well, they're talking about these planes that are going to be, well, at least Mike was. All right. But I know that I've been talking about this for a while too. So I think that time is here. Now, if this keeps up, if I keep seeing a lot of reports of these planes of all different makes and models and sizes falling out of the sky. I mean, this is a lot. This was 3 pages. Okay. I was so tired of looking at the other computer while I'm trying to talk to y'all that I found paper. Okay. It was already written on the other side. I didn't care. I just went ahead and wrote on the back of it. So much better though. But I mean, 3 long sheets of paper, not even the short ones. That's a lot. And most of them were in February. So think about that. Our weather isn't being very kind now, is it? And down here in the South, where I'm at, around the North Houston area, The saturation from the storm got me kind of one of my red flags going off. And now there's just this mugginess in the air. It wants to rain, but it's kind of, I don't know, it's just not. But it's wet and it's muggy. There's like no wind. All right. From 1 minute, it was actually a hot 80-degree day where I was. 80 degrees. And 5 seconds ago, it seems like 9, everybody's pipes are busting. People are still reeling from that. Solar radiation getting through the Earth's magnetic field can fry electronics on a plane. There you go. That's right. There's areas in the atmosphere that planes have to avoid because of holes. Yes. Yes. I'm actually concerned that they're gonna just straight up drop. And I think Mike was even talking about that too, but it just, see, we already saw it with birds. And people didn't really connect that with the magnetosphere at the time, that, you know, that the birds have their own compasses. Started with birds. You know, there were signs in the earth and in the animals. There were signs in the sky, you know, and I think people are finally just catching on. Gulf Stream is destroyed. Yes. And they've been talking again that the Gulf Stream is slowing down. And if that's true, then, you know, Europe's going to get a blizzard this year. It's going to be bitter cold. Okay. Yeah. Can you believe it? Jerusalem was even having snow that week we were. I mean, it was just weird, right? The weather is shifting, and that is typical of a magnetic pole reversal going on. And since it's going to get more intense, it's like maybe you might want to start planning your vacations in the Arctic if you want a summer fun beach heat thing going on. You never know, it could happen. But you know, pole shifts usually accompany a magnetic pole reversal. The pole shift is secondary to the magnetic one. So we're hurling in a direction here. You know, brace yourselves really takes on a whole new kind of meaning, you know, when you think about having to hold on for a crust roll, like the G-force we'd be going through. You know, talk about shrapnel and water coming just up out of the bed. All right. Mark, darn it. Well, it needs to hurry up. SHTF needs to stop procrastinating, and apocalypse needs to come. I'm sick of paying taxes. That's an interesting perspective, right? Clarissa Packer, the Earth is going through a magnetic field shift, and that could have something to do with it. I believe so. Yeah, I'm cuddled in bed. It's 30 something here. Oh, that sounds like so nice, actually, because we're sweating pretty bad here today. Yep, they sure did, Clarissa. They did find evidence of previous pole shifts. I mean, how else would we be able to explain mammoths with food still in their mouths? You know, that could happen. You know, that could happen. It would have to be something that happened that quick. It was all planned that way. Some things were planned and some things are God. You know, you would like a pole shift. Would I like a pole shift? I don't know. I don't think so. Be an amazing way to go out, and it'd be a heck of a story to tell if I survive. uh, all right. So, I mean, that's what I'm saying. We're getting closer to, what was it? Okay. So, yep. Yep. So, I mean, what other signs would we be looking for, right? Okay. I'm telling you, watch those railroads. And I just want to bring up again that now also that I'm seeing all these planes starting to drop, I just had a dream about a certain actor who lives in Florida and likes to fly his own planes. His first name is John. I dreamed that he had crashed a plane, piloting his own plane. He died in a plane crash. There's a lot going on in Florida. If you've noticed, a lot of these planes, now maybe it was literal or maybe it was just to let me know that, hey, we're having an issue. We'll leave that to the future, but usually my dreams and visions are pretty clear, you know. But a lot of these planes were heading into Florida. Okay, and that's really close to the Bermuda Triangle too, where a lot of planes have already had problems historically. So I know that's a crazy, weird way to kind of wrap up what I've got to say, but I just wanted to say it for saying sake. You know, it's no good after the fact, right? Trace the solar flares to dates, and we did just have some kind of solar CME thing coming through close to Atlantis. That's what I thought too. You know, and you got to think of Atlantis. You know, kind of gives you the impression that there was something magnetic going on with that area. All right, y'all. I'm sorry that this video is so short this time, but I am feeling much better. So I'll be able to get back with y'all like we used to hang out, you know? It'll be really great to see y'all again super soon. I've got some ideas cooking up in my head already. All right, so love you guys, and I will talk to all of you very soon. Bye.